So now we have a fun topic. What are some of the biggest? I didn't even say what it was. Uh, not fun if you made.
You're right.
Not fun if you can find yourself in this. But what are some biggest financial mistakes in business that you see people make?
This video is brought to you by EpiPies Academy.
Well, and of course we talk about this because we want to help people avoid making these
Avoid,
mistakes, right?
yeah.
So we're looking at the other guy and seeing what
Not
he
fun.
did and making sure we don't do it, right?
Yeah, we're not laughing at you. We're laughing with you.
Oh, jeez.
No. We're
Yeah.
serious show here.
Yeah, it is serious. And, even if you've made some of these mistakes, they're not necessarily fatal. You can stop making them. One is to
Well,
kind of...
it's actually it's a very serious topic, actually. We're joking because I kind of joked, but it's actually really serious, and I'm sure I made some of these mistakes myself.
Yeah, well, we all have. Ask me how I
Yeah.
know what these mistakes are. Because I made a lot of them. One is to underestimate the needs. I mean, we all have the tendency to say, I'm only going to need X amount of dollars to start my business. I'm going to start making a lot of money really quickly. I mean, boy, is this thing really going to take off, right? And so we don't really count the cost before we get into the business. And while we want to bootstrap, we don't want to get halfway down the road and run out of money. And here we have this awesome business idea, but we just didn't know what it was going to cost, and maybe we were too optimistic out of the gate in terms of the financial side of the business, what it was really going to take to get this thing up and running. So a lot of times I'll see businesses they'll just run out of money. And it's not a bad business. It's actually a great business. It was just undercapitalized to begin with.
I see that so often. And even sometimes it's very lucky that people don't get funding, they don't get an investment, because I know that they're not like raising enough, and this would just be like a dead end thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, it's good. You're not gonna raise money, so that's good. None of this is gonna happen. I know that, like, oh, this person's not gonna, like, they're not gonna be able to raise money. So I'm like, wow, it's like in this, like a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
Almost, because if they do get money, oh no.
Yeah. Because you're going to see the writing on the wall that it's not going to be enough. Yeah. It's like they say in travel, they say take half as many clothes and twice as much money. And in business, I say plan on twice as long as you think and twice as much money.
Right. Is there anything else that people like, any other kind of mistake that you see people make?
Sure. Then people take the money that they do have and they go large because they have this.
Oh, yes.
They have this big vision, right? And in their mind, it all already exists, which is why we're entrepreneurs, right? We're crazily optimistic. We're like almost pathologically optimistic, right? So we have this beautiful vision, and so we just start writing checks, right? We're going to make this vision happen. So you see this, like with like a small startup. So instead of having everybody kind of work in their living room and we kind of get the thing moving and we get some income going, and then maybe we go rent an office. We're coming out and we're going to like get Google's office like straight out of the gate. And then the next thing you know, the money's all gone because we went really large on things that we didn't have to. So the real smart business people keep things as cheap and as close to the vest as they can, as long as they can, really. Because every dollar you're not spending in the business is either a dollar that you're making and you're putting in your own pocket, or it's extra time you have to prove this business concept. Because if you spend that money really quickly, then again, we're back at I ran out of money and now my business is closed.
Yeah, I was just talking to a person today, and they're like, I want to open a store in 3 different states for strategic reasons.
See? That.
I'm like, even one is hard.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, but it's strategic. Okay, what is your strategy? And they're like, strategy was not a really good strategy.
I don't care how great it is. You don't open 3 at the same time. Because whatever mistake you're going to make, you just made it times 3, right?
I told them, that's what I said to that person. And you know what? I think I annoyed them. Because they're like, I think they started, okay, let's just say I'm starting 1 location. So they're like, just let me have the conversation.
Because Alex won't let me say 3, so.
Yeah. Just,
yeah, because you're going to make mistakes, right? Stuff's not going to work out exactly what you think. You have to make some pivots, make some changes, and now you're going to have to do it times 3 instead of times 1. I mean, you never open up 3 of the same thing at the same time without proving your concept. You just wouldn't.
Exactly. Yeah. So
the last one I want to mention is a lot of times I see small business. Let me ask you, what's the biggest element? What's the biggest thing that people spend money on in a business?
Well, it's always like rent and staff, right?
Staff. Yep, exactly. It's payroll. So the thing that I see most often that really tanks businesses and tanks them quickly is packing in the payroll. So they They start to bring on, especially more traditional businesses like accountants and dentists and people who are having a service business but that need to project an image. They'll start to bring on a lot of staff right away, and they want good staff, and so they're hiring a lot of full-time staff, and it's so expensive. It's crazily expensive. So my recommendation is always, if you need somebody physically, it's part-time. You don't want to be somebody else's only bread and butter. You want somebody younger, you want somebody who wants to be invested in your business, and you want a part-timer because you can save so much money just having a part-timer. And then you want to be working with remote people wherever you can. Like, I live in Southern California, so things are expensive here. Almost all my staff lives other places on purpose. I don't want somebody who has to pay Dana Point rent. I want somebody who has to pay Grand Rapids rent. So my dollar goes a lot further. And then we're not even talking, one of my VAs lives in India. I mean, that's a whole different, ball game.
Yeah.
But for my domestic staff, I want people who don't live in high income cities because I can get a lot more for my dollar with my remote staff.
Yeah. I also, to that point, I also advocate sometimes that people like learn some skills because, instead of, people are like, how are you going to promote your business? Well, I'll do SEO. Well, okay, do you hire an SEO person who's going to cost you like thousands of dollars? Mm-hmm. Or you might as well just the basic SEO is not even hard, right? It's like, learn that, learn, basic this, basic that, how to set up your WordPress. I mean, that stuff adds up if you don't learn how to do them. Yeah. And it's just a good way to, and then really after you learn them, I mean, you can see that it's pretty simple, most of it, and then you never have to ask anyone again. You can just do it and not only save money, but save time because you just need it and you do it and you're done. Mm-hmm. Instead of waiting for someone, discussing it, anyway.
And so actually with that, I've hired coaches. Like, I was tired of waiting for my WordPress people to always change stuff. So I just hired a coach. And so I would make a list of stuff I wanted to change. We would get on Skype. She would teach me stuff. And now I can do pretty much anything. And you're right. I don't have to wait around. Yes. And I hire out a lot of stuff. I love hiring out. But when you want to make a change on your website, you just want to make the change. You don't have to describe it. And that's with the thing. And yeah.
Yeah, you can be stuck on the WordPress thing for a while, but for them, it's like 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep, so those are the mistakes to avoid. I know you're not going to make them. Dear readers, dear listeners, dear watchers.
Yeah, listeners, subscribers to my YouTube channel.
Never you, not you.
Are you guys still watching?